Welcome to Numbers World. Today we are going to solve the past papers of ICATs Mathematics contest for year 2021 for grades 7 and 8. But before starting that, I suggest that you should listen or read the questions carefully. Then pause the video and solve the questions by yourself. After that, unpause the video and go through the explanation and find the answer. So let's start it. Question number 1. If U is denoted by 7, M by 2, I by 5, O by 1, K by 8, and J by 4, then what will be the numeric form of the word logic when written in the reverse order? So if we write it in the reverse order, it's KIJUOM. So the value of K is 8, I 5, J 4, U 7, O 1, and M 2. So this is the numeric form of the number when it is written in the reverse order. So option C is the answer. Question number 2, if AND is written as EQF and the as XKG, then how will COM be written? So let's compare the alphabets of and EQF. The first alphabet of AND is A and EQF is E. So E is the fourth alphabet after A. Like if we skip A, B, C, D, E. Q is the third alphabet after N, and F is the second alphabet after D. Now let's compare the alphabets of the and XKG. X is the fourth alphabet after T, K is the third alphabet after H, and G is the second alphabet after E. So we can notice a pattern over here, 432, 432. So we are going to follow the same pattern to find out the value of COM. So the fourth alphabet after C is G, third alphabet after O is R, and second alphabet after M is O. So COM can be written as GRO. So option C is our correct option. Question number 3, how many letters of the word faints will in their order in the word at that when the letters are arranged in the alphabetical order remain at the same place? So here, let's write the word faints first. When we will arrange it in alphabetical order, A will come first, after that F, then I, N, S, and T. So this is our new word. If you compare the both words, I and N are still at their previous places, whereas A, F, S, and T are at new places. So here, two alphabets remained at the same places. Whereas question number 4, a 25% fall is reversed. What is the percentage rise? So let's suppose the original amount is 100. After 25% of fall, the new amount will be 75. If we have to reverse this fall, we have to add 25 to 75 to regain 100. If 75 is our value, the rise amount is equal to 25. And if 1 is our value, the rise amount will be equal to 25 by 75. To find out the rise amount for 100, we are going to multiply the fraction by 100. That is equal to 33.33%. So it means there will be a 33.33% rise. So it's option D. Question number 5. Tiberius was Roman emperor at the time of Jesus. Tiberius was born in November 42 BC and died in March 37 AD. How old was Tiberius when he died? So he was born in November 42 BC and died in March 37 AD. From November 42 BC to November 37 AD, there are 78 years. And from November 42 BC to March 37 AD, there are 78 years and 4 months. So we will consider it 78 years, but as there was no 0 AD, so we will subtract 1 out of 78. So we may say that he was 77 years old when he died. So option A is our answer. Question number 6, which of the options given below will correctly complete the series? So let's mark the squares first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 shapes given in one square. It's a star, circle, polygon, and circle again. So let's compare the stars first. In the square number 1, there is an unshaded star with 4 corners. In square number 2, there is a shaded star with 6 corners. In square 3, a star with 10 corners and it is shaded as well. So in square number 4, there should be a star with 8 corners, but it should be unshaded as well to complete the pattern. So if we look at option A and C, the stars are shaded and they have 8 corners as well, but we need unshaded star. So we will consider our option B and D because the stars in these two options are unshaded and they have 8 corners as well. So after stars, let's compare the polygons. In the first square, there is a shaded polygon with 9 corners. In the second one, the polygon is unshaded and it has 7 corners. In the third square, there is a polygon which is a triangle. It means it has 3 sides and it's unshaded. After stars, if we follow the pattern, square number 4 should have a shaded polygon with 5 sides or 5 corners. So in option D, the polygon is a pentagon which has 5 sides and it is shaded as well. So D is our answer. This will fit into the shape and complete the pattern. Question number 7. Identify which option given below can be folded to make the 3D object in the picture shown below. So you can see different nets over here. So option B is the perfect net for the given shape. Question number 8. Below are two patterns created by a repetition of circles. For each of the patterns, identify the configuration of circles from which it has been created from the set of options given below and then answer the question that follows. Which of the following statement is true? So option A is 1 can be created from 3 and 4 and 2 can be created from 5 and 6. So if we look at the design 3 and 4, if we use these two designs, the pattern will be completely different. So that's why A is not correct. Option B is 1 can be created from 1 and 2 can be created from 5, 6 and 7. Similarly, if we use these designs, it will create different patterns. So option B is also not correct. Option C is 1 can be created from 4 and 2 can be created from 6. To make such kind of patterns, we need at least 2 designs because option D is 1 can be created from 4 and 5 and 2 can be created from 6 and 7. So you can see design 4 at the corners of pattern 1 and design 5 in between the pattern. Similarly, design 6 can be found at the corners of pattern 2, whereas the design 7 is all around the shape. So option D is the correct one. Question number 9. Shown below is an image made from line segments. Identify the element from the options at right which is not part of the image. So here you may see the image. All the shapes are starting from the center, from a single point of the image. Option A, B, and D. In these three options, all the shapes are starting from the single point. But in option C, the criteria is not met here. The shape is not matching with the original image. So that's why option C is not the part of the image. Question number 10. An empty glass with a straw in it is shown below. From the options given, identify the correct representation of the straw when the glass is half filled with water. So when the light enters from the thinner material such as air into the thicker materials like water, it bends toward normal due to the refraction of light. So the straw submerged into water seems bit broken and bit thicker. If we look at option B and D, there is no change in the size of the straws. So we can't select these two options. In option C, the straw has become bit thinner, but according to the rule of reflection of light, the straw should look broken and bit thicker. So option A is the correct one. Question number 11. Privacy of a space depends on the level of closure it has from its surrounding. That is the difficulty of accessing that space from outside the house. The figure below shows the plans of 4 houses at a village street junction, which is the most private room amongst all the rooms across the houses. So let's see. 4 houses are given. The entry in the room number 1 and 2 is quite simple. We can directly enter into room number 3 and from here, room number 7. Room number 4 and 6 can be approached by entering in room number 5. Now let's move to the second house. We can enter into room number 10 and from here into room number 9. Then similarly, room entry in the room number 8 and 13 is direct. Room number 11 can be approached through room number 12. Now we can easily enter in room number 14 and through this to room number 18. Then room number 17, 8, 19, 20 and 21, the entry is quite simple. Room number 15 and 16 can be approached through room number 19 and 20. Now it's the turn for house number 4. When we will enter into room number 22, from here we can enter into 23, then 24, and then 25. The entry of 26, 27, and 28 is direct. So if we have to reach the room number 25, we have to cross 3 more rooms before it. So according to plan, room number 25 is private room amongst all the other rooms. So 25 is the answer. Question number 12, 30 circles are given below with a set of following rules. The first one is the bigger the circle, the farther away it is from us. Second rule is the thinner the line of the circle, the closer it is to us. Third criteria is the red circles are farther away from us as compared to the blue circles. So which of the options given below is true? So option A is circle 25 is the closest to us. So if we look at the circle 25, it is smallest of all. And according to rule number 1, the bigger the circle, the farther away it is from us. So the opposite is the smaller the circle, the closest it is from us. So yes, 25 is closest to us. And according to rule number 2, the thinner the line, the circle, the closer it is to us. The lining of circle 25 is normal. It's not too much thick or thin. And the third rule is the red circles are farther away as compared to the blue ones. So blue ones are closer to us as compared to the red ones. So yes, we can consider this option as our answer, but let's check other options as well. Option B is circle 25 is farthest away from us. So it's not true because we have already discussed option A, which is opposite of this option B. So option C is circle 24 is closer to us than circle 14. So let's look at circle 14 and 24. 24 is smaller than 14. So they have clearly told us the bigger the circle, the farther away it is from us. So 14 is farther away from us as compared to 24. So option C is also correct. Option D is both. Option A and C are true. So this is our answer. Question number 13, shown below are two metal bolts. Suppose they were to be rotated at the same rate in the two directions as shown by the two arrows respectively. What would happen to the distance between the two bolt heads? Option A is move closer to each other. No, it's not possible because there are two bolts which are rotating, but they are rotating in the same direction. To come closer to each other or farther apart from each other, they need to rotate in the opposite direction, which is not happening over here. So option A is not the appropriate one. Option B is move farther apart from each other. No, it's also not correct. Option C is remain at the same distance from each other. Yes, this is our answer because due to the same direction, they will remain at the same distance. And option D is the bolts cannot be rotated. So it's not possible because they have clearly told us in the question the bolts are rotating. So that's why option C is the appropriate option out of the rest. Question number 14, figure to the left shows an unfolded pattern of a die. If four such identical dice are stacked one on top of another as shown on the right, what is the sum of the numbers appearing on the faces which are parallel to the ground? So if we look at the dice that is given at the left side of the page, the opposite faces will be 2 and 6, 1 and 5, 4 and 3. Now look at the dice at the end of the stack. 1 is visible, the opposite face of 1 is 5 and the opposite face of 2 is 6. So the leftover pair here is 4 and 3. Now 3 and 6 are visible, the corresponding faces for these two numbers are 4 and 2. So the leftover pair is 5 and 1. 4 and 5 are visible, the corresponding numbers will be 3 and 1. So the pair that is left here is 6 and 2. Now 5 is visible, the opposite of 5 is 1. So we are going to write 5 and 1 over here. In this way, the sum of the numbers parallel to the ground is equal to 27. So option B is our answer, 27. Question number 15. 20 points are arranged on a plane as shown in the figure below. What is the highest number of squares that can be drawn using any 4 points as corners? This is the original plane. We can draw different types of squares using this. So here I have drawn 9 squares. So in this way we can draw 4 more squares. Here I have drawn 4 more. In this way We can draw 2 more squares, and at last we can draw 2 more in this way. So if we add the number of squares over here, it's 21. So we can draw 21 squares, so C is our correct option. Question number 16. A family of 4, grandfather, father, son, and daughter, are caught in a heavy rain and are stranded at a bus stop close to their home. However, they have only one umbrella with them. The umbrella can take a maximum of 2 people without either of them getting wet. The 4 members of the family take different times to walk from bus stop to home. The grandfather is slowest of all, taking 10 minutes, followed by the father, who takes 5 minutes. The son takes 2 minutes, while the daughter takes only a minute. What is the minimum total time in minutes for all 4 members of the family to reach home without any of them getting wet? So daughter takes 1 minute, son takes 2 minutes, the time for the father is 5 minutes, and grandfather takes 10 minutes to walk from the bus stop to home. So let's see how it will work. First of all, son and daughter will go to home in 2 minutes because the maximum time for the son to walk from the bus stop to home is 2 minutes. Then daughter will come back to bus stop in 1 minute. Right after that, father and daughter will go to home in 5 minutes because father takes 5 minutes to go to home from the bus stop. Then daughter will come back in 1 minute. At the end, grandfather and daughter will go to home in 10 minutes. Now we are going to add the time over here. 2 plus 5 plus 10 plus 1 is equal to 19 minutes. So it is going to take 19 minutes for all 4 members of the family to reach home without any of them getting wet. So option D is the correct one. Question number 17. A rolled yellow paper cylinder is rotating clockwise direction at a constant rate of 1 revolution per 60 seconds. A pencil is touching the paper cylinder and is moving from T1 to T2 in 10 seconds and stops for 10 seconds. Then it moves to T3 in next 40 seconds. Total time is equal to 60 seconds as shown in the figure below. What would be the graph on paper when it is unrolled? So we are not going to choose option B, C, and D because the curves are shown in these 3 pictures. When the pencil is drawing something on a cylinder, the drawing will be exact in the form of slant lines or straight lines. There will be no curve. So that's why we are not going to choose B, C, and D. Now let's see what will be the drawing when pencil will move from T1 to T2, 3. A pencil moves from T1 to T2 in 10 seconds, so it will draw a slant line over here. Then it stays on point T2 for 10 seconds. So cylinder is still rotating, so it is going to draw a horizontal line here for 10 seconds. Now it moves from point T2 to T3 in 40 seconds. So pencil is going to draw a slant but steep line from point T to T3 for 40 seconds. So option A is the clear representation of the drawing. So A is the correct one. Question number 18. An opaque circular disc is parallel to the tabletop. A beam of sunlight casts its shadow on the tabletop as shown in the figure. Which of the options represents the shape of the shadow as seen in the top view of the table? So when sunlight falls on the circular object making the angle shown in the diagram, the shadow becomes a bit wider as compared to the original object. So if this was lying on the table, the shadow was going to be like option B. But here the disk is in between sunlight and the table. So shadow will be a bit bigger and circular. So option C is our correct option. Question number 19. Which red shape from the options will match the white shape in the figure using the simple rotation? So if we look at option A, the tail of this shape is quite different than the shape that is given in white color. And the corners of these 2 shapes are quite different. So we can't choose option A and D. We will focus on option B and C. As they have mentioned simple rotation in the question, we take simple shape and rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. We find a shape that is quite similar to option C. And if we rotate it further, we do not find option B anywhere. So C is our answer. Question number 20. Yesterday, the temperature at noon was 13.4 Fahrenheit. By midnight, the temperature had decreased by 15.7 degrees. What was the temperature at midnight? So the temperature was 13.4 Fahrenheit, which was decreased by 15.7. So we are going to subtract the numbers. So plus minus minus 15.7 minus 13.4 is 2.3, and sign of the bigger number comes. So here 15.7 is greater than 13.4, so negative will come with the answer. So option A is the answer. It was minus 2.3 Fahrenheit at midnight. Question number 21. During a sale, a store offered a 40% discount on a particular camera that was originally priced at $450. After the sale, the discounted price of the camera was increased by 40%. What was the price of the camera after this increase? So original price is already written, which is $450. We are going to find 40% of 450. So that's why we are going to multiply 0.4 by 450. That is equal to 180. So let's find the leftover amount after the discount. 450 minus 180 is equal to 270. So this is the amount which is left after the 40% discount. Then after the sale, the discounted price of the camera was increased by 40%. So we are going to find the 40% of leftover amount. So 0.4 multiplied by 270 is equal to 108. So we will add this amount into 270. That is equal to $378. So the price of the camera after the increase is 378, which is option C. Question number 22. Gary buys a 3 holes 1 by 2 pound bag of cat food every 3 weeks. Gary feeds his cat the same amount of food each day. Which expression can Gary use to determine the number of pounds of cat food his cat eats each year, where 1 year is equal to 52 weeks? As one bag lasts for 3 weeks, the total number of bags will be equal to 52 by 3. And one bag is equal to 3 holes 1 by 2 pounds. So we will convert it into improper fraction. 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. So the fraction is 7 by 2. So the total number of pounds of cat food for each year is equal to 7 by 2 multiplied by 52 by 3. So option A is our answer. Question number 23. The school bus Hina rides is scheduled to arrive at her stop at 8:20 a.m. each day. The table below shows the actual arrival times of the bus for several days that were randomly selected over the past few months. Based on these data, what is the probability that the bus will arrive at Hina stop before 8:20 a.m. tomorrow? So basically, we have to find the probability of bus arrival time before 8:20 a.m. So we will see the chart and mark the number of times when the bus arrived before 8:20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 times bus arrived before 8:20. So now we are going to divide 7 on total number of bus arrival times according to chart. The total is 20. So 7 divided by 20 is the probability that bus will arrive before 8:20 tomorrow. So C is the correct option. Question number 24. Each sales associate at an electronics store has a choice of the 2 salary options shown below. $115 per week plus 9.5% commission on the associate's total sales. The second method is $450 per week with no commission. The average of the total sales amount for each associate last year was $125,000. Based on this average, what is the difference between the 2 salary options each year? 52. We know there are 52 weeks in a year. If we multiply the salary of 1 week, that is $115, by the number of weeks, which is 52, the answer will be $5,980. Plus 9.5% commission on the associate's total sales, which is $125,000, that is mentioned over here. So we are going to find 9.5% of this amount, which can be written as 0.095 multiplied by $125,000. The amount will be $11,875. So we are going to add the both amounts. The total will be $17,855. Now let's find out the salary using the second method, that is $450 multiplied by the number of weeks, which is 52. The answer is 23,400. So we can clearly see there is some difference between the both salary options. So let's find it out. We are going to subtract the numbers. The answer is $5,545. So option B is our correct option. Question 25. Travis, Jessica, and Robin are collecting donations for the school band. Travis wants to collect 20% more than Jessica, and Robin wants to collect 35% more than Travis. If the students meet their goals and Travis collects $43, how much money did they collect in all? So here, let's write the equations first. Travis wants to collect 20% more than Jessica. So 100% of Jessica plus 20% of her amount. So the equation will be T is equal to J plus 20% of J. Robin wants to collect 35% more than Travis. So 100% of Travis amount plus 35% of his amount. So equation will be like this. Now we know that Travis collected $43. So let's put this value into the first equation. 43 is equal to J plus 20% of J. 20% can be written as 0.20. So let's solve it. We will take J common here. 1 plus 0.20 is equal to 1.20. And we can solve it for J. The answer is $35.83. Now we are going to put the Travis amount in the second equation. R is equal to 43 plus 0.35 multiplied by 43. So let's solve it. The Robbins amount will be $58.05. At the end, we are going to see how much money did they collect and all. So we are going to add the amounts of these persons, and the total is $136.88, which is our option C. Question number 26. A dealer paid $10,000 for a boat at an auction. At the dealership, a salesperson sold the boat for 30% more than the auction price. The salesperson received a commission of 25% of the difference between the auction price and the dealership price. What was the salesperson's commission? So the auction price for the boat is $10,000 and salesperson sold it for 30% more than the auction price. So 10,000 is the original price and 30% of 10,000 is 3,000. So the total is $13,000. It means he sold the boat for $13,000. So the 25% commission was given to the salesperson on the difference between the auction price and dealership price. So let's find out the difference. 13,000 minus 10,000 is equal to $3,000. And 25% of 3,000, which can be written as 0.25 multiplied by $3,000 is equal to $750. So it means $750 were given to salesperson. So it is our option A, which is correct. Question number 27. Malika and Adrian's prepared containers of potato salad at Delhi. Each container was supposed to have a mass of 1 pound. The manager selected a random sample of containers prepared by each employee to check the mass of each container. The results are shown in the table below. Which inference is best supported by these data? Option A is Malika will produce more containers with a mass of exactly 1 pound than Adrian will. Option B is Adrian will produce more containers with a mass of exactly 1 pound than Malika will. So if we look at the data, there is no container with a mass of exactly 1 pound. So option A and B are already rejected. Let's read option C. Most of Malika's containers will have a mass closer to 1 pound than most of Adrian's containers. So if we look at the Malika's data, there are 3 containers with a mass closer to 1 pound, whereas there are only 2 containers in Adrian's data with a mass closer to 1 pound. So option C is the correct one. Question number 28. Salad bought 35 feet of window trim at a hardware store. The trim cost $1.75 per foot, including sales tax. If Salad paid with a $100 bill, how much change should he has received? Question number 20. So first of all, we are going to find out the total cost by multiplying the trimming cost per foot, which is $1.75 by the total number of feet, that is 35. So the total cost is $61.25. He has paid $100. So we will subtract the numbers to find out the remaining change. That is $38.75. So option B is the correct one. Question number 29. 3 friends own a landscaping business. The number of hours each friend spent on the same project is shown in the table below. In total, they earned $850 for the job. They put 15% of this amount into a joint saving account for further expenses. Then they divided the rest proportionally based on the numbers of hours each worked. How much money did Ahmed receive? So first of all, we are going to find out the total number of working hours by adding the data given in the table. That is, in the form of mixed numbers, we will convert it into improper fractions. Like 17 fours are 67, 67 plus 1 is equal to 68. Denominator will remain as it is, so the fraction will be 68 by 4. Similarly, 18 fours are 72, 72 plus 1 is equal to 73. The fraction will be 73 by 4, and the last fraction will be 29 by 2. Now we will calculate the LCM to find out the total number of working hours. The answer is 199 by 4. This information is given in the question that they have earned $850 in total and kept 15% of the amount in joint saving account. So we are going to find 15% of 850, which is 0.15. So, and subtract it out of a total amount, which is $850. So the remaining amount is $722.5. As we are interested in knowing Ahmed's share in the remaining amount, we will find out the ratio of Ahmed's working hours by the total number of working hours. After sorting it out, the answer is 0.29. So we will multiply it by the remaining amount, that was 722.5, to find out the Ahmed's share. So it means he got $209.53 out of the remaining amount. So option A is the correct one. Question number 30. Maya uses blue and orange fabric to make identical wall decorations. The graph below shows the relationship between the amounts of blue and orange fabric used. What is the constant of proportionality as shown in the graph? So we are going to find out the relationship between the blue fabric and orange fabric in yards. We can see a line over here which is gradually increasing. So we can choose any point on the given line to find out the constant of proportionality. So here we can choose this point where the value of blue fabric is 0.3 and the value of orange fabric is 0.7. So we will divide the values to find out the constant of proportionality. So value of blue fabric divided by the value of the orange fabric is equal to 3 by 7. So option C is our correct option. I hope you liked my video, so don't forget to like and comment on it and subscribe my channel. So see you next time.